Okay guys, this is a video that's been long coming. I recently went in the back of my collection of fragrances and I pulled out a couple of fragrances from the house of Au Pays de la Fleur d'Oranger, which basically translates to in the land of orange blossoms. So there have two fragrances, Neroli Blanc and Neroli Blanc Intense. Sadly, Neroli Blanc Intense is no longer in my original bottle. I still have the original Neroli Blanc here. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a couple of bottles of Neroli Blanc Intense, especially since I have relatives who love these, and I got them. And then I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy the latest version of Love from Killian, because I've always thought that these two fragrances have lots of similarities. In smell, one reminds me of another, and so on. When you compare them side by side, of course, always happens, you'll see or experience differences, but in the end, they're kind of gourmand, orange blossom, neroli fragrances. So today I thought, why don't I go ahead and do this comparison video that's been long coming. So if you're interested in finding out about how by Killian's Love Don't Be Shy, in their new bottle with the new colored juice, compares to Au Pays de la Fleur d'Oranger's Neroli Blanc Intense EDP, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Today I'm comparing Love Don't Be Shy by Killian with Neroli Blanc Intense from Au Pays de la Fleur d'Oranger. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful to announce say the name of the brand, but basically it translates to in the land of orange blossoms. And this is run by a woman by the name of Virginie. I know the brand. I've met her actually, but a long time ago when I bought the fragrances from Beauty Habit, I bought the original of this, Neroli Blanc Intense, and the original Neroli Blanc. They were having a promotion and I took advantage of it, dating back to 2013, and I've enjoyed those orange blossom fragrances. In fact, I've also featured them in various videos on the channel. You can do a search and find them. But the fragrance has been added into a new bottle, which actually is a lot better. It sprays better than the original fragrance, so I'm happy to have this one. And again, it's that kind of an orange blossom neroli fragrance that I love, this note, that's actually mixed with gourmand notes. So let's go ahead and discuss a little bit about Love Don't Be Shy and how the color of the juice has changed. It's really changed. It used to be actually this color, come to think of it. It is now the color of oranges, lighter colored oranges, as you can see here. So I don't know what has happened to it, but it's a different color now. It's obvious it's in here. This was purchased. I bought both of these fragrances. Neither was sent to me. And this new packaging is also the lightweight packaging from by Killian, which doesn't come with a coffret box. So in the end, you pay less for this because it doesn't have the big funky extensive packaging with the the expensive coffret box. So you're getting less packaging and a less expensive fragrance. In the end, we're all only I'm only after these bottles. At some point I like some of the packaging and the big extensive packaging, but mostly I'm after the bottle and the juice. So this is a nice thing that they've done. So $240 for a 50 ml Eau De Parfum concentration, Oriental Floral fragrance. The perfumer is Calice Becker, and this was launched in 2007. So Au Pays de la Fleur d'Oranger's Neroli Blanc Intense EDP was launched in 2005, 2 years prior. Now, how many of you know this brand, and how many of you have you sampled this fragrance? And if you've also sampled this fragrance, have you decided or have you come to the conclusion that they have similarities? So this is created by a perfumer by the name of Jean-Claude Gigodot. Gigodot, I think that's how you pronounce it. Now get this, the price of this fragrance is 112 euros 50, so it is much cheaper than Love Don't Be Shy for 100 ml. This is 100 ml, this is a 50 ml bottle. Oh, another thing is I actually reached out to Virginie, the owner of this brand, and I coordinated a discount code that I will flash on the screen if you guys were up to buying this. She said the discount code will go until the end of November. So I ended up buying a few more bottles myself, which are on their way, because these are going to be great Christmas gifts. Family loves neroli, and once they sampled some from my old bottle recently on a visit to family. They said, okay, we want them too. So notes for this one: orange flower, bergamot, mandarin, and the top notes. In the heart you have rose, white flowers in the base, cedar, vanilla, and musk. So I forgot to read the notes on this one. According to by Killian, Neroli, orange blossom, and marshmallow are the notes. But I get a very vanillic, caramelly, sugary, you know, creation as far as the smell goes. But what's the difference between these two? In the end, they're both Oriental floral fragrances. That's what I would categorize them as. When you compare them side by side, I feel like this goes into gourmand direction much more than this one does. This one is more intense. The name intense comes to mind. It's definitely intense, Neroli Blanc intense. It goes into a more intense orange blossom and neroli direction, lots of it, with the vanillic touches. Now, when you're wearing the fragrance, it does have nuances and characteristics of other notes that come through to remind you of you know, certain things like somewhat dried fruity notes, and then also caramelly sugary notes. Those do come in, but for me, in the end, it's more of a concentrated neroli orange blossom experience with of course the vanilla that's in here, and then of course some of those nuances of the fruits and the caramelly sugariness I get. It's quite musky as well, so in the end it's just like an explosion of neroli and orange blossom, intensely explosion. But again, if you like the idea of this kind of gourmand direction of neroli and orange blossom, and you thought that this was a little too sugary sweet, do check this one out. This is sweet in the end. They're both sweet, but I feel like the floral qualities of the orange blossom and neroli kind of tones down the sweetness. So you're not getting the full-on sweet experience. But with this one, it can be tooth-rottingly sweet sometimes. In the end, it's marshmallows, but it acts more like a sugary, caramelly marshmallow. And it's ultra sweet, and I feel like it's perfect for the winter months because you know, the sweetness kind of works perfectly in the cold. Now, in comparison to the experiences of what I've received currently, as I said, I did buy this. This was not sent to me, and I also bought this. I did not get this sent to me. Both of these were purchased by me. I don't want to say that something's going on with this fragrance, but first of all, the color of the juice, again, is different. And from what I've heard, there's a variation on the flower, and the flower colors at different times or changes the color of the juice itself. But ever since I first experienced Love, it's always been this color. This is the color it has always been. Now, why has it all of a sudden gone to this color? I don't know. Can you guys guess what's going on with this juice? I do want to also say it does not have the potency that it once had. It seems like a lighter rendition of the original. It doesn't have the sickly sweet, tooth-rottingly sweet experience that the original version had. So almost feels like it's I don't know, reformulated. I don't know what's going on with it, but this is a little disappointing to me. When I love something that I know the smell of so strongly that it acts a little different now, something's wrong with the juice. Did I receive a bad bottle? I don't know, but this is what I received. I ordered this from Selfridges in the UK. So it came, I ordered it like 3 weeks ago, and it was recently sent to me. I usually receive things from Selfridges in like a week, couple of days. So I went to the Killian website and I looked at the bottle and the juice color on their website. It's definitely more along the line of this color, like a really, really dark reddish orange amber color. This to me seems like a very watered down juice color, which kind of is disappointing. Now, unless I got a bad bottle, which I'm sure Selfridges is not selling fakes or anything because it's an authentic store. They probably work with Killian directly. They're not going to be selling fakes. Something's totally wrong with this fragrance. Now, I didn't want to make this into what's wrong with Love Don't Be Shy. I wanted to make it more of a comparison of these two fragrances, but I'm telling you exactly what I'm experiencing. This is beast mode. Intensely beast mode. This used to be in the previous color. Right now it's kind of gotten weak for me. For my chemistry, it's acting a little weak, and it's a little disappointing if that's what's happened to this, that the color has changed permanently to be like this when I've known the color to be this way. And again, the very first time I experienced Killian was back in 2012, and when I sampled all their fragrances, including Love, because the original Love came out in 2007, but again, this came out 2 years prior. This is 2005 according to my research. But as I said, when I first sampled all the fragrances from this house, I immediately felt like this reminds me of a sweet treat we used to have back in my home, back when where I came from. Well, we've had it here too, but it's the combination of vanilla ice cream with orange blossom, and you eat it and it's really, really yummy. So both smell it like it to me, but in the end, this screams a lot more orange blossom neroli. This screams a lot more sweet than the orange blossom and neroli. In the end, it's a combination of both. And so this one goes more gourmand and this one goes more floral. But I'm wondering what's going on with this. That's kind of a disappointing part about it. Now let me know what you guys have experienced with this. Are you aware that the color has changed? Have you experienced this before, or is it something new? And or do you recall it being the color of the dark orange? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. But in general, if you're interested in alternatives to Love Don't Be Shy, or alternatives to this, because if you're a fan of this and you've never sampled this, but you like gourmands and sweeter fragrances, I highly recommend you go into this one and check it out. And see maybe if you find something that has the darker juice in comparison to the lighter juice, because this to me is definitely beast mode. This is no longer intensely beast mode to me. It's pretty light to me, and I'm wearing it here, and it seems like it's lasting. It's a little more closer to the skin, and with this one it's a lot more orange blossom. So in the end, if you like the idea of both but you can't tolerate sweet, you like the orange blossom neroli idea more, go with the Eau de la Fleur d'Oranger Neroli Blanc Intense. And again, I have a discount code I'll have in the info box. You can take advantage. But I highly recommend you sample it first before you buy a full bottle, unless you like the idea or something like that, then you can go ahead and do it. And in the end, if you're looking for something sweeter, then definitely this. And you like the idea of combining Neroli Orange Blossom with that sweet marshmallow caramel sugariness, then go with this one. So those are my thoughts today in today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are in comparison of these two fragrances. Have you compared them? Have you tried them? Do you like the idea? They're perfect for cool days coming up, and I think they're going to be perfect to be cozying up with beautiful, beautiful Oriental floral fragrances. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.